Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I am your host. And today I'm super, super, super excited to bring this episode to you guys because I am going to tell you my biggest things that I did to create an online event with more than 32 high-level speakers and no social media presence. So there's a little bit of a story here, guys, obviously, because there's a reason why I have no social media presence. And it's partly because always my clients have come to me through referral, which I have loved and continue to love, but also because when I knew that I would always launch a brand, I knew that I would always start an online summit, have a podcast, I knew that would do that. And when I did that, I really wanted it to grow from itself. I never wanted to start that when I already had a presence online. I thought it would be really cool to be able to build something and have my audience go, okay, well, she's building that now. She doesn't already have that audience and have that started. She's doing it now so that my audience knows that they can start now too. Because obviously you see the people who've been online for 7 to 10 years and you see them and you think to yourself, I could never do that. They've got 10 years on me. But what I want you to know is that you can do that and it's not as hard as you think, but you do have to start somewhere. So the reason why I had no social media presence is because I wanted to be able to share with an audience that was feeling like they didn't know whether they were too late or whether they could start yet. But I want you to know that you can start. You can start whenever you want to start, and you can build something amazing and magical and life-changing and beautiful for yourself whenever you start. You're not too late. You haven't missed the boat. The time is now. So, jumping into this episode, how did I get 32 high-level speakers with no social media? So there are a couple of things that I did very well. So the first one was that I had very clearly defined my brand guidelines so that everything I shared with them, it had a similar look, it had a similar feel. It looked professional. It looked like I knew what I was doing. So we'll jump into that one. The second thing I did was I approached these people as though I was on their level. I didn't approach them as though I was a beginner that had never done this before and was coming from a place of nervousness or anxiousness. I approached this as though they were my peers and that we could grow and collaborate together, which is what I truly believe. And I approached it from that level, that I'm on their level. I didn't approach this from an energy of I'm new, I've never done this before. I approached this from a level and a confidence that came from within. And that level of confidence that came from me shone out and allowed them to really go, well, she knows what she's doing. She's got this. It's totally fine. Like this is going to be great. And jumping on that opportunity. And the third thing I did, which is the pro tip that I should probably not be telling you all for free, but I made personalized videos for every speaker that I approached for coming on to the summit, the online event. I made beautiful videos reaching out to them and connecting with them, and I uploaded those videos. And actually, you know what? Let's jump into this and I will fill you in on the details when we get to that third tip. Okay, so starting at the beginning, I think it's very, very important whenever you're going to do anything, but especially if you're going to run an online event and have other speakers and other people partaking in that, to have a very solid idea of your brand, who it's for, what it looks like, and following that is to create the brand guidelines around that, knowing your colors, your look, your fonts, your style, that sort of thing, and knowing what will appeal to your audience and attract your audience. And I think that when I approached my speakers for my online event, I knew what my brand guidelines looked like. I knew what my marketing was going to look like. I knew what my banners were going to look like. And I had those made so that when I approached them, it looked professional. They already could see what the brand looked like. They could see what the marketing was going to look like. They could see who I was targeting by the look of the marketing and the branding. And I think that because I had those brand guidelines and had that professional look already done before I reached out to the other professionals in the industry that I'd wanted to talk to, it helped to give confidence to what I was doing, that I was professional and legit. because they weren't just getting an email from someone with nothing to see. They were getting an email from someone. The email was coming with my personal stuff down the bottom, all of my details, the website details, my Instagram accounts. I shared with them what the marketing material was going to look like. They were directed to a page on my website, which had access to all of that sort of stuff as well. So the whole look and feel that they were receiving, it didn't feel like it was necessarily coming out of nowhere from someone who'd never run an online event before and didn't have a social media following. It came from someone who looked like they knew what they were doing, which I do know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to share with you guys from their point of view. What they would have been seeing is someone who had everything organized already before approaching these high level speakers. I had that brand guideline in there and I knew where I was going. I knew who I was marketing to. I knew what it was going to look like. And they were just slotting in with me if I was lucky enough to have them on the online event or in the summit. And so I think that that's really powerful. So tip one is obviously to know who your audience is and have your brand guidelines and branding and marketing materials, all of that sort of stuff. Have that done before you approach your speakers so you've got something to show them. The next thing I did, which I think really helped as well, was the mindset work. So having that inner confidence that I could approach these people, that I was on the same level of these people, and that I could have them on my show, that they could be speakers who came onto my show. And I think that just doing the mindset work that I did in feeling like I am enough, they are an equal, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm on their level. All of that sort of mind talk that can sometimes get in the way, like I'm not good enough, I've never done this before, I'm a beginner, I have no social media presence. If you let all of those stories run through what you're doing, you're never going to get it done, and you're not going to shine through that confidence that's going to inspire others to follow you, if that makes sense, to be inspired by you, to want to connect with you by having that beautiful inner confidence and that inner radiance and that inner shine that is flowing through, and that they can see that you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that you know that you're supposed to be talking to them and connecting with them and creating this event. That really helps as well. And so I definitely 100% think that when you're going to approach other people to be on your summit or your online event, you need to really have your beliefs and your mindset in check so that you can radiate and come at this beautiful, confident, vibrant level that will just shine through. And I think that honestly, that's one of the most powerful things. I had so many speakers say to me that they loved connecting with me, that they loved the interview, and that I brought beautiful energy to that interview. So doing the work on your mindset and your energy field to create what you want to create and get rid of all of the limiting beliefs in the way, that's really, really going to help you with attracting the right speakers. 100%, definitely. Because even if I'd wanted to attract a level of speakers, if I didn't have that confidence within myself, they would have felt that, they would have seen that, and they would have connected with that. Instead, they connected with the beautiful, vibrant, confident energy, and that was so, so powerful. And that's what I think really helped people to want to connect with me and want to work with me and want to collaborate with me on my online event, was the beautiful energy that I was putting out. But I did that by clearing the beliefs that were in the way first. And there were some, I've listed them off, as you guys know a minute ago, of not feeling good enough, or I have no presence, why would they work with me? Getting rid of all of those beliefs and transforming myself into someone who should be doing what I'm doing. That was huge. So highly recommend the mindset, the inner work that's going to get you to that level where you can work with those people that you want to work with confidently. Now, the last thing that I did, and this is pro tip, this is huge. Like, this is honestly, I don't honestly think I should be telling you guys this, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna. So the third thing that I did, which I think definitely made me stand out, was I made personalized videos connecting with everybody that I wanted on the online event. So there were some people who approached me to be on my event, and with them, I had a video just telling them about the event, a fairly generic video that they could all watch if they wanted to know more information about the event and if I thought they were in alignment. But there were a lot of people that I really wanted to attract onto my event, and I literally personally filmed videos, and I uploaded those videos and had those videos playing on my website so that they could see them. They were directed to their very own page on my website that was my name. So it was like simonelea.com/ and then their name, and a beautiful video for them, introducing myself, telling them about the summit, telling them why I follow them, telling them why I think they'd be a perfect fit for my audience. Just basically reaching out and being like, I've followed you for years. I think you're phenomenal. This is what I'm doing. I would love you to be a part of it. That, I think, was one of the most powerfulest things that I did to get the high level speakers, because all of them commented on the fact that I'd connected with them in this way, that I'd put this beautiful professional video together, that I'd reached out, that I'd taken the time to film this video for them, that I genuinely was a follower of theirs, that I could literally say, I followed you for this reason and why. And doing that research, which, let's be honest, they're people I follow anyway, so it's hard to use the word research for that. But doing that research and having that understanding of who they are and why I connect with them, and then being able to articulate that back to them in a video and say, I connect with you because of this. I think you're amazing. I love this. And I think it would work with my audience for this reason. That really helped. So I would highly, highly recommend adding more personalized ways of connecting when you are trying to attract your speakers, because I can definitely 100% say that sending them video messages is definitely what got the high level speakers across the line, for sure, 100%, because I'd taken the time to put something personalized together in a very professional way. And that comes back to, one, having that brand, that look, and then two, having done that inner work on myself. And by having both of those things and then creating these personalized videos, it really helped those speakers to get an idea of who I am, what I stand for, what things are going to look like. And personally, they got to know me, they got to know I'm the sort of girl that's going to get on there and drop them a video and be like, I don't mind if it takes me 1 hour to film a 5-minute video for this speaker. I'm going to do it, and some of them did take me a little bit of time. I was nervous at the start, it took a little bit longer than it should have, but I kept doing it. And obviously I had 32 speakers, so I did it a lot. And it got easier, by just practicing reaching out and practicing filming these videos. I think I filmed them in lots of 5 because it was so much for me at the time, having not done it before, to really I had stuff that needed to be cleared and worked through as I went along, and doing 5 at a time at the time. That was where I was at, and I loved it. And I had 32 high level speakers at the end of my first summit. And as mentioned, I had no social media presence at the time. So I really think that what I'm telling you guys here is so powerful. And I think that if you could watch this episode or listen to this podcast and write notes, those notes would literally say, know your brand guidelines, have a professional look, and then do the inner work, and then reach out in a way that shows your personality and your professionalism all in one. Reach out to these people the best way that you can. And I think that if you can do those 3 things, and even if you do decide to do videos, you're going to have such a successful event. You're going to have such a high caliber of speakers that you're going to be like, wow, that's so cool. I can't even believe I did that. You're going to look back and just be like, why was I so afraid of that if that was playing in your mind? Or why did I not do this sooner? All of those sort of things. Because when you're really stepping into that new energy and you're really creating that new online presence, whether it be an online event or a podcast or a YouTube channel, stepping into that state of who you want to be and what you want to create, and then allowing that to flow out through you, is going to be the most powerful thing you can do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys like those 3 tips. I would love to hear from you. I would love if you guys could leave me a comment, connect with me. Let me know if you tried any of the things I've said. Let me know how it went for you. And I look forward to connecting with you guys all again soon.